Good morning. My name is Doyle. I practice healing from being detrimentally vulnerable, and I'm transforming it into being healthfully vulnerable by singing songs, healing songs that I wrote that apply to my journey, but I think they probably apply to a lot of people's journey. And I sing them like, how I think that they were meant to be sang, even if I don't agree with how they sound. Does that make sense? I get more nervous and more nervous the more videos I do. Is that normal? Like, I struggle with, I've mentioned this a lot, but like I struggle with being fake to begin with. And so by practicing this vulnerability, I have committed to being authentic also. And then posting the videos as a demonstration. I'm demonstrating my choice to be seen, my willingness to be seen. I'm no longer hiding. I'm no longer staying small. So it doesn't seem to add up in my mind though, because I see the value in my songs and in my stories, but I'm just surprised that I have the voice I do, I guess. I don't have a singing voice, and I actually don't have musical rhythm very well. And so I'm surprised that this is my calling. But you know what? I'm gonna show up for it. And you know what? I'm gonna probably suck a lot in the beginning. And that's okay. If I suck for the rest of my life, then that's okay. Because I know that I'm doing what I know to do as far as like fulfilling my purpose. I'm doing what I'm being shown to do. And until that changes, I'm going to keep checking in with Spirit and asking, do I post a video today? And really, sitting still and allowing the truth to be revealed and allow the true answer, yes or no. One morning it was no. I mean, I didn't have time that morning. I was leaving to go see my baby sister's baby. But anyway, okay, so today's song is called Not Grace. So I sing a song and then I talk a little bit about it first. This song is called Not Grace, and without trying to tell like the whole long story about it, I will try to summarize the threshold that it describes. That healing learning threshold that you step through, that kind of like levels you up in an area with like understanding of the truth. And so this is when I passed through that threshold, I think for the first time, it feels like, because it was dramatic, because this threshold was the realization that I'd been blaming people and institutions outside of myself for my experience of life. And I mean, wow, that is a gray area, okay? I'm not looking to start any arguments there. That is a relative truth, that external circumstances affect our experience of life. However, I was blaming, I guess is my point. And instead of like fixing my experience, I didn't break it, but it's still my responsibility to fix it. So instead of fixing, I'm blaming. No, I'm going to switch that I'm going to stop blaming and I'm going to start fixing. So that's what this song is about. And I realized all at once I had been blaming people, namely my parents first. I mean, don't we all? And I had been blaming institutions. In this case, it's religion, but there was many more. Marriage, countries, the formation of countries. Like, I was opposed to it all. Um, and the third one was my own ego, was realizing like I can blame everything outside of me if I want, but the only thing I have control over is the thing that's affecting me inside. And so why don't I deal with that? Now I just realized that actually this song compares the things that I was blaming to the truth. And that's why it's called Not Grace, is because it will describe, what I was blaming people for, what I was blaming a religion for, and then how it was my ego the whole time, just refusing to fix and choosing to blame instead, because that's, self-pity and whatever. It's like something that we like to indulge in here. And then coming to the final realization that, okay, now I can tell the difference between what my conditioning was from people in institutions, society, and compared to actually what is the truth about reality. All right, so here we go. It might be a trigger if you are a religious person, but please keep an open mind. It might help you see religion different, how some other people see it. Oh, okay. All right. I have a scratchy throat. All right, ready? This is a non-performance performance called Not Grace. Come here so I can push you away. Try harder, I might love you someday. Please please the unpleasable, accomplish the unfeasible. Your best is still not okay. Don't cross the invisible line. Stop causing such problems, you're fine. Obey without questioning, my tolerance is lessening. The last word will always be mine. That was my father's sinister voice. That was my mother in her limited space. So I needn't bother running that race. When that was my father, that was not grace. Yeah, that was my father, that was not grace. We hear your desperate cry. So give up your possessions and tithe. We'll use your deficiencies to distract from the issue, please. So smile as we force feed our lies. We preach of God's mercy and love. Then in God's name we whisper and judge. Come forth in repentance, 'cause death is your sentence unless you become one of us. That was religion's puzzling maze. That was submission mimicking faith. And I'm finally finished with this wild goose chase, 'cause that was religion, that was not grace. Yeah, that was religion, that was not grace. I'm trapped and there's nowhere to go. It's useless and I've nothing to show. The depths of this chasm brand me as a has-been. This pain is all I'll ever know. The source of my suffering is them. The outside is closing me in. And like a good victim, I cling to my addiction that no one could ever understand. That was my ego keeping me safe. That was denial set in replay. And I can now heal from mistakes that I've made, 'cause that was my ego that